Hi, I'm Mona Hilton, and in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the #1 way to increase your sales conversion rates. It's built into a system designed to seamlessly incorporate all the pieces of the entire sales and marketing puzzle, from getting leads to website marketing to follow-up automation to tracking activity and even visually tracking your inventory, down to building marketing campaigns and sales agreements, including some of the new technologies to communicate over the internet. And it walks everyone through every piece they need to do that day to sustain their part of the process. That's exactly what Occupancy Advantage does. We have a mantra. You can't duplicate your success unless you can replicate your processes. Do you know why McDonald's is such a successful chain? It's their fries. They taste the same in Florida as they do in Minnesota or California or Hawaii. They've created a perfect French fry and a replicatable, reproducible process that ensures that no matter where you go, no matter who cooks them and what language that person speaks, the fries are always the same, always uniform. Shouldn't every prospect and client get your best white glove service, regardless of who's involved, who greets them, or who guides the visit and does the follow-up? Now, you've heard that occupancy is a numbers game. The more leads you have, the more likely you are to close one. But you can improve your odds simply by making this one change. Stop the #1 biggest leak in your sales process, your follow-up. You've heard that 80% of people who inquire at a community never receive any follow-up. But did you know that in a business survey, 65% of managers cited follow-up as their #1 business failure? Now, if you're honest, we can all relate to that. Because when you leave follow-up to sticky notes or a person's memory, it becomes a hit or miss proposition at best. Now, perhaps you remember those old Ronco commercials. They have a Veggie-matic, a Slice-o-matic, and a machine that you can put a whole turkey in, press a few buttons, and hit start. They would chant, "Set it and forget it." What if you could apply that same set it and forget it concept to your business follow-up processes? What if you had entire follow-up processes based on your best practices and customized for your corporate culture for all different types of scenarios? Website leads, referrals, walk-ins, prospects, even your referral sources. A Task-O-Matic is a play on words on the set it and forget it concept. It allows you to pre-build your best follow-up sequence of activities based on your best practices. In this example, this might be a prospect follow-up sequence for your A prospects. As a best practice, you would decide on day 1, you want Jane Doe to send out a thank you note. On day 3, you want the sales counselor to make a call and fill out an inquiry connection sheet. On day 4, you want the manager to send out a packet of information about your community. And maybe on day 7, you want an email to go out with a value proposition about what a great bargain it is in your community. And that's followed by calls and letters, and you get the idea. Then what happens when you run across or encounter a prospect, you put them on the right Task-O-Matic, and the system actually takes over for you. On the right day and the right time, it puts the right activity in the right person's inbox. But it goes even further. If that activity, like on day 3, is to make a thank you call and fill out an inquiry connection sheet, when it pops up, it'll give you a link to that inquiry connection sheet so you can fill it out right there on the spot and save it. That will save in their history. And then when you complete that task, it fires the next action on the next day and time for whoever it's designed for. If that action, like on day 7, is an email that's a value proposition, or like on day 15 is a letter that's tied to testimonials, the system will actually fulfill it for you. It will merge that prospect information with that template, give you the chance to preview it and personalize it. Once you approve it, it'll send it off if it's an email, it'll print it to your default printer if it's a letter, and then it will fire the next action on that person's Task-O-Matic on the next day and time for whoever it's designed for. So you can see that by using Task-O-Matics, you create standardized processes, literally tracks to run on based on your custom best practices. This way, your top performers and your newbies all have a level playing field. Regardless of where your leads are coming from or who they're assigned to, they all end up on a track that makes sure that they have the same experience as you engage them, nurture the relationship with them, and move them into a move-in. Imagine how many more prospects and family members and referral sources you could manage effortlessly and at the same time if all your systems were defined, set up for you, and automatically done for you, set it and forget it style. Wouldn't it be impossible for anyone to ever fall through the cracks again? It would be, because whether they call in or refer to you or come in through your website, fresh leads are precious, and your follow-up is the single most important key to turning them into buyers. And every day when your team logs on, all their tasks and Task-O-Matic follow-up activities are all laid out for them that day, for them to simply click and complete or call and complete. Now your sales team doesn't have to figure out what to do or what to say or even when to do it. They can breeze through a whole lot of follow-up in just a few seconds. They just have to push buttons, make calls, and develop relationships. Task-O-Matics also eliminate lost prospects who might fall through the gap when you have employee turnover. Because when people leave, the relationships and processes and opportunities that are in the works often get lost unless you have a way of picking up where they left off. So Task-O-Matics are the best way to increase your sales conversion rates because you set them and forget them. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes to learn more about Task-O-Matics with me. If you'd like more details, give me a call at 239-337-2667 or visit us at www.occupancyadvantage.com. Thanks and have a great day.